Long-term memory is the second stage of information processing. It has unlimited storage capacity. There's three separate and interrelated storage files. There's the semantic memory, the episodic memory, and the procedural memory. With organized by schemata, once a memory is stored, the information is then retrieved to be useful. In semantic memory, it retains factual information, but you have no personal connection to the person trying to remember. So the information is just information that is stored in your long-term memory with no personal feeling connected to the information. It's just fact. The person doesn't remember when they first learned this information unless it occurs at the same time with the personal experience when they learned this information or when the memory was stored. With episodic memory, these are memories of personal experiences. Think of them as hijinks in high school, warm memories from childhood, and both the facts that they learned and the conditions in which the information was learned is emotionally charged. So if you learned how to bake cookies with your grandmother in elementary school and it gave you a heartwarming feeling, both the memory will be A, of learning how to make cookies and knowing how to do that, as well as the love and affection you felt from experiencing that with your grandmother. In procedural memory, it retains knowledge of how to do things. So you remember the steps and the rules for specific circumstances. For example, if you were baking those cookies with grandma, you may remember the steps. That's the procedural memory of being a child and making cookies with the grandmother. But if the oven was too warm and the cookies didn't turn out the way you wanted them to, you would then, if that happened, grandma would tell you to do something else, and then you would learn, oh, for the next time you make cookies, turn the oven down. In terms of schemata, those are the organized stores of how the world works. It's kind of like a mental shorthand. Both general and specific knowledge about the world are stored in the schemata. Schemata, when it's well formed and specific, it's clear, it's useful, and leads to comprehension and understanding of the situation. When it's poorly formed and it's vague, the situation becomes unclear and unreliable. Previously learned information that inhibits the individual's ability to make predictions or judgments about what has happened at a specific point in time. The schemata helps to understand and predict stimuli that classify the schemata. In terms of retrieval, after information is stored, it must be retrieved in order to be used. So once we have all of this external stimuli and it is processed and stored in our memories, we have to be able to retrieve it, or the experience in the memory is useless. The memory is then brought up from the long-term memory and it's transferred to the working memory when you can use it.